Yes. Hello. Alright, Will. Just getting warmed up. I gotta practice some drums for some tesseractings. Man, it's been a minute since I played this stuff. It's just a jam. Seagay, what are you saying? What's up? I've got to play some Tesseract in a minute. I'm just getting the juices flowing, so to speak. Oh, I thought that was the end. It was not. My microphone cloud. I don't know what that means. My microphone cloud. Is it super loud? Is that what you're saying? Your microphone cloud. Should I turn it down a bit? Is that better? It might have been loud. I might have just been talking because I was drumming. Hello everyone. How are we doing? Excellent, I hope. I'm going to practice Tesseract. If you've got anything that you'd like to say at me, you know where to do it. While I practice Tesseract, I'm feeling like I haven't practiced the set enough. Because I haven't practiced the set enough. So I'm going to practice the set right now. In my defense, I have been working so bloody hard in the background. Burkay. There you go, I said his name. Happy birthday. I hope you're having a lovely birthday. This is going to be Concealing Fate Part 1, and it goes like this. I mean, it might be loud. 1 minute. Let me just see. I'll turn it down a little bit. And on this end. Let me know what the audio is like for you guys. 1 minute. There you go. Turn it down a little bit. Right. Yes, I'm playing to a metronome. Would you like to hear it? There's the metronome, everyone. There we go.
Tune to B flat.
That's the metronome for you guys. Just turn my fan on in the distance. My biggest fan. Here we go. Yes! That fill is so easy to mess up. For me. Thank you, guys. Let's just pause this. So occasionally, this isn't triggering because I think I'm overloading this computer because I've got Cubase open and I'm running things. And what happens when I've got like a couple of things going, even though it's a beefed up little PC, is that it buffers and it goes, oh no, no more drum samples, please. Can't possibly deal with it. 16th notes, you crazy? 16th note triplets? Never. So, yes. When I hit a drum and it doesn't make a sound, sometimes it's a mistake. Other times, it's not a mistake, and it's a computer being a computer. Yeah, someone in the chat a minute ago, I think it was a Twitch comment. I'm on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, guys, because we're in the future. It's amazing. So, someone said that they struggle with the transition from that bit. That doesn't make any sense. No one knows what I'm talking about. In the grey. So there's this bit, there's this section where there's this transition. There you go, Roger. Yeah, me too. It's difficult. So I'm trying to think of the bit before it so I can demonstrate it. So yeah. So it's a double stroke here, right, left, right, so that I can then get around the kit, and I'll hit a cymbal and a kick at the same time. But yeah, it's a very tricky fill to navigate, that one. And for the longest time when we started playing it live, I hadn't like dialed in and just practiced that enough, and I'd kind of get to it and go, and I wouldn't play the whole thing because I just couldn't play that mental game of chess quite fast enough to land it, which is silly, but now I can just about do it. With parts like that, you've got to slow them down, and you've got to learn. You've got to be able to zoom in and have that resolution to like get it at a slower tempo, so that when you speed up, you're like, oh, okay, that's it, and it's not quite as crazy. If you play it over and over, you get it down, but then you play along with the track and you screw it up. That's also a thing. So like when you are zoomed in and you're just playing this thing in context, you can kind of get tunnel vision, and then you zoom out and you try and do it within the context of the song, and it's not there. But there is a thing that's going on. So if you were to try that, right, just go over and over and over and over it, and then on that day you can't quite get it. Come back the next day, right? Once you've recovered, because what has to happen is you are implanting this thing in your short-term memory, and getting good sleep turns it into a long-term memory, and then when you try and do it the next day, you come back and sometimes you can just do it immediately. That happens to me all the time. If I'm trying to play something, I might get to like 70% tempo, and then I have to stop, and then I'll come back the next day and I can just play it at tempo, which is insane. But that's what's going on. It's like biology. you can use that to your advantage. So get a good night's sleep in between sessions, come back the next day, and then you so much better the next day. Sleep is OP in learning. It flipping is. It literally is. And literally, the recalling of a memory makes it stronger. So if you practice it one day and then the next day and then the next day and the next day, and you're getting good rest in between, you're going to be better at it. You're literally going to be better at it. There's no way that you do that and you don't get better at it. So there you go. It's like the Dark Souls boss. Yes, it literally is. Elden Ring, same shit. I was playing what's the game? Death's Door. I've been playing Death's Door again on my little Steam Deck because I've been letting myself recover a bit this week, which is unlike me. I've been letting myself actually stop like late afternoon instead of just working until 10 p.m. on drum lessons and the website. I have allowed myself to stop and just play a computer game, and it's been amazing. I forgot how good that game is, and there was one boss in it that was just rinsing me every single time. I don't know if you guys have played the game, but it's a beautiful game, and there was a boss. There's an optional boss, kind of, where it's got this giant mallet and it's whacking you and it's poison. It leaves this poison cloud, and it's a giant boss and it takes loads of hits to kill it. Oh my god, it was ridiculous. And I stepped away from it for like 20 minutes. To be fair, I didn't actually recover in those 20 minutes, but I stepped away and then I went back and I just did it first time. And that's the same with Elden Ring. When I was playing that game, I'd get like so far with the boss, I'd get so close, I'd be like, oh my god, step away, come back any amount of time later, not like seconds, but 20 minutes later, and then you just like first time the boss. It's happening. Same thing with hard drum fills. That's what I'm saying. It's literally the same. Luke, what games am I currently playing? I'm currently playing... I'm kind of bad with games at the moment because there's so many that I want to play that I'll like dip into them and play them a little bit and then dip out. I've got the DLC for Cyberpunk on the go. I've got that Expedition 33 game that I haven't played anything like that before. That's kind of crazy. I've got Death's Door on the go. I started the DLC for Elden Ring, not the new one that's like Fortnite Elden Ring, but the other one. But I don't know, I just... Yeah. Didn't get very far with it and gave up because I was on a tour and I didn't have much bandwidth on the tour to even just stop and play a game. I was playing Space Marine 2, but I stopped doing that for a bit. There's so many games, and I was doing Starfield as well. I keep like dipping in and out of that. But anyway, that's what's going on. Bramley, what are you saying? You think Jay would do a good North Lane live set also? You guys putting me in different bands. I could easily fill Matt G's boots for the night. I don't know about that. I could do my version of their songs. It wouldn't be probably quite as complex as what Matt's doing. Yeah. He's hurt himself, hasn't he? He's hurt his arm. I saw something on the internet that they had to cancel a bunch of shows. That's flipping crazy. To be fair, there isn't really anyone that could step in and do what he does. Like, he is a flipping ridiculous drummer. There's no one really that can do what he's doing. Yeah, man. I hope he recovers soon because people want to see him play drums. But knowing Matt, he'll just spend ages on doing his feet, and he'll come back with like something insane on the pedals that no one else has done before. There's no way he's sitting down for like 3 or 4 months. He's going to be flipping doing something. So, what we're saying, I'm going to play a bit more music, and if you guys got any questions, let us know. Another thing, because I have to talk about these things, if you got any drummers in the chat, anyone here is a drummer playing the drums, wants to be a drummer, go and check out jpostones.com. There's a thing somewhere on the screen there. Look at that. Look at that. Go and check that out. Get yourself a free trial on jpostones.com. You get a week of lovely emails from me containing really helpful information if you do that. It's basically a 7-day course that isn't just on the website if you sign up. And you can check that out for free. Just check out the free trial, as well as everything else that's on the site. It's kind of crazy how much you get for that first week. And then after that, you also get loads of amazing stuff too. So go and check it out. Let us know what you think. And let's play some music again, which is what I'm here for. Oh, bollocks. I went back to the start of the set. I wish you could just undo hitting the wrong button on a keyboard. Here we go. Didn't just give away what I'm playing or anything, did I? Seagate, oops, I was supposed to play the drums there. You gave a load of subs. I haven't got the thing up on screen that tells me what you did. I really am sorry, but thank you so much. Some people were thanking you for your gift subs, and I didn't see what happened because I'm an idiot, basically. So thank you very much for giving me the gift subs, mate. I do appreciate it. It helps me basically fund my drum studio. I'm building a drum studio, everyone. I'm building a drum studio. And however you guys want to get involved in that, whether you want to or not, I mean, you just being here helps me, right? But if you feel like subbing to any of the things that I do, especially my drum lessons, that helps me out a lot because the drum studio is flipping expensive. It's flipping expensive. So anyway, let's play some music. Alright, End of the Grey again. Ha! What was that? There we go. I haven't got all the like where the songs are in the set placed out on here. I've just got one audio file that is the whole set and one that is the metronome. So trying to skip to an exact song is a bit like trying to find exactly where you want to be on a vinyl record. It's just like, oh, it's there, sort of. You know what I mean? Question. Fairly new drummer with polyrhythms seems really intimidating to dip into. What's some good knowledge as a foundation to start learning? I've literally got lessons on polyrhythms to get into it. Go on YouTube, type in Jay Postone's polyrhythms into Google, and there's a good lesson on polyrhythms explaining the three that you should probably learn first. Harm 7, for this stream, yes, I do. Here we go. Oops. Metal, everyone. That is metal. There you go. Kick didn't work. And then, come on, man. Come on, computer. Catch up with my playing, and I'm playing at the speed of light. It's not working. It's refusing to work. Keep them questions coming, guys. Remind me at the end of the track. Get your question back in the chat because it disappears on my tiny screen. And I will do my best to answer them. The symbol not triggering is just a buffer issue on the computer. I think it doesn't happen when I've not got Cubase open. So there we go. The lights under the drums are Elgato strip lights that are quite old, but they work beautifully. How do I come up with the drum fills and patterns and things? Some of it is just vocabulary that I've known for ages, and I just orchestrate it differently, different phrases. I've played drums for like 30 years or something silly, so it's a lot of it is just in there at this point. I don't have to think too much about it. Some of it is just inspired by other people, but especially by Ackle, guitarist in Tesseract, who writes loads of this stuff. He writes things that I'd never think about, and then I mimic those things. Yeah. Can I explain what I'm doing in that song I'm playing right now? When you're done with the song, explain the patterns. Oh, that's a good one, Daniel. I'll try and do that in a minute. What else have we got? The pedal hat. That's another thing I can talk about in a minute. I thought that was going to be the drum fill and I was going to be late for it. I do some crazy ghosts. I do some crazy ghosts. I love them ghost notes. Stupid thing! Did not trigger! Alright. Real quick, because it's just going to go into the next song. I want to answer some of these questions. We were saying... Oh, I've lost the question. It was a really good question. Let's see. How do I deal with tempos and time signature changes and things like that? Okay, tempos and time signatures... In this band, a lot of the tempos are dealing with a specific polyrhythm. There's two polyrhythms that we use that generally, for most of the time signature changes and the sudden tempo changes, like Juno, where we go in into the crazy chorus bit, it suddenly feels like it jumps up in tempo, right? But that tempo change is like the 3 of a 3/2 polyrhythm, or I don't know if it's a 3/3/2 polyrhythm or the 4 of a 3/4 polyrhythm. It's one of those two things. So if you're counting a 2 or a 3, 1, 2, 3, there's a 2 and a 3 that fit into those things. So if the tempo is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, you can switch to that other count, right? Because we're used to hearing, because we're strange men, we're used to hearing these two counts at the same time. Same with the 3/4 polyrhythm. You might be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then change 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So those two polyrhythms are really complementary for time, for tempo jumps. And the brain can kind of quickly figure out, especially with 3/2, the brain can quickly jump to that one. So most of them, if you count them out in Tesseract's music, that's going to be the time change for most of those tempo jumps. It's just like, it's metric modulation, but we're literally changing to the tempo that is faster, if that makes sense. So that's kind of how we do it. There was another couple of questions that were really good. One of them was how... what was it? There's something about what was the craziest live experience that I remember. I talked about this on the last stream. Worst live experience that we ever had in recent years was in 2018. We played a show. We were on tour with BT Bam in America, and we couldn't get our computer stuff to work, and nothing turned on. Well, it turned on, but it kept on crashing at the exact same point in the first song. We couldn't do anything. We haven't got a backup plan. Like, there isn't a backup plan with this band because... there's a backup laptop now, but there wasn't. We don't travel with like duplicates of everything, because who does that unless you're super rich? So we basically couldn't play the show. We literally couldn't play the show, and we got booed off stage. So that was kind of crap. That's the only time really that something like shocking has happened. We played a festival where can't remember which band it was. Beartooth. It was Beartooth that were on after us. and one of their crew just went over and unplugged a cable, like a power cable, that was powering our in-ear monitors, and our ears just went down completely, just completely killed it. Like during the show, we're playing in front of loads of people, like thousands of people, and yeah, like who does that? Just unplug something. So Moss went over and like kicked the guy out of the way and put the thing back in, and our ears came back on. But for like 20 seconds in front of a massive audience on stage, we're just like, oh my god, like freaking out because we can't hear anything. But it is still going because we can hear it coming out of the PA, and I managed to just about stay in time. And come when it all comes back together about 20 seconds later, I'm still in time. I might have been a quarter note ahead or something, but I managed to like pull it back. It wouldn't have been obvious probably to the audience. It would have just been like, it might have just sounded like we were a bit shit for a minute, but we pulled it together and it was okay. So that was kind of crazy. What was I saying? Can you explain how you set up your electronic... Let me see that comment because it keeps getting knocked off the screen because you guys are chatty, which is good. Can you explain how you set up your electronic rolling drum kit the way it's supposed to be like? I don't know what that means. Can you explain how you set up your electronic rolling drum kit the way it's supposed to be like? I'm not sure what you're asking. How do you set up... I mean, like, how you set up a kit. I actually talked about this in a lesson that I published the other day. So I didn't publish it yet. It's coming out very soon. I'm working on a beginner drum course, right? Which the very first lesson is like setting up a kit. And basically, there isn't one way to do it. But there are ways to do it that are going to make it easier for you to play. And generally speaking... You want to have your snare between your legs, obviously, like between your two legs. I have mine positioned so that the top of the snare, the rim, sits higher than my thighs so that I can do rim shots real easy. I have it slightly angled towards me. Again, this is like people that play like that would say, no, you can never play it. You can never do that. You have to have the snare tipped away from you or straight. People play with flat toms. I can't do that. I have to have them angled towards me ever so slightly. It's a very subjective journey, but there's a lesson that will be dropping on my website very soon, jpostones.com. There's a lesson that will be dropping as part of a 9-part beginner course that I just finished recording today, and it deals with literally this stuff. We're just getting into a bit more detail about how to set everything up. Basically, you don't want to be overstretching for things. You want to just be able to kind of bounce around the kit without stretching too much, and as long as everything is in front of you and you can get from place to place fairly easily, you're in a pretty good starting point. That's a really crap answer, but it's so subjective. Snare to hi-hat height difference, about 10 inches. I'll talk about that in that lesson as well. Again, it's not a science, but it's just that's where my arm lands nice and comfortably and easy. And that is just about enough height for me to get snare drum accents that aren't weak and rubbish, which is why that's the sweet spot for me. I could probably go a little higher, but I've got one of these little tiny nubbin rods that's sticking up through the top of the hi-hat, and I've got about a quarter of an inch left on that thing before it's disappeared inside the clutch. So that's as high as I can have it on this one. But it works. Like, that's the good height for me. If it was higher, I'd have this pole sticking up here and it'd be in the way of me hitting that cymbal. So there we go. It's tough sitting at someone else's kit and trying to play. It is. It really is. It's a genuine fear. It's like, Jay, do what you do, but on this random person's kit. We're like, okay, how about... I can't think of an example that applies to another occupation, but there's obviously many. It's difficult. It's literally difficult. It's one of the things that I enjoy moaning about in Tesseract, because I've talked about this before. What happens is we go out and do like these shows in amazing places, like we do like India and all these places last year for the first time. We've done India a million times, but we hadn't been to a load of the other places. And in these places, you generally get like you get a kit that isn't mine, right? It's like I've given them the type of kit that I want or that I need, but it's not going to be my kit. I have to make this thing as close as I can. Meanwhile, everyone else in the band has just got everything they're used to. It's like, yeah, you just play the same thing. I'm there like on this rickety ass bouncing around drum kit that isn't my kit because I can't lock it down like mine's locked down. And it's a challenge every time. It's like you've got to do this thing at a world-class level on this thing that's moving, and it's difficult. But You deal with it. You get used to it over. That's a part of being a drummer that you have to just overcome. So what we're saying, have I ever tried my hi-hat pedal inside of the slave double pedal? No, because I'm not a complete freak. I don't know how anyone can do that. The way that mine's positioned, I couldn't do that. I'd be extending my hips out too much. It'd be insane. I've always played hi-hat kick pedal on the inside. There's absolutely no way it should be the other way around. Anyone that's got it the other way around is broken. It's prohibitively expensive to ship your acoustic kit around to those places. I mean, there would be no money left from a tour. It would cost all of the money to get our kit from place to place on those kinds of tours. We'd have to have multiple kits as well. Although, what is crazy is that it saved us thousands of dollars and pounds by shipping my UK kit to the US, right? This isn't the greenest way to do it, but because of red tape, it was the cheapest way to do it by thousands. Ship my UK kit to the US, even though I've got that exact same kit in the US, for a US tour, because then it's all on the same paperwork, and we don't need to get different paperwork. We don't need to get it to my house, from my house to the rehearsal place, then at the end of a tour get it from the rehearsal place back to my house. It could just go with all of the freight stuff from the UK, and it saved flipping thousands. That is insane to me, that I've got a kit in the country that I live in, and I can't tour it in the country because it's too expensive, so I've got to get my kit from the UK across the flipping sea. It's crazy. Am I endorsed by a drum company? I am. Roland, DW, Meinl. These are my signature Meinl drumsticks. Everyone go and pick up a pair from wherever you get drumsticks on the internet. Or shops. They're in shops and everything now. Evans for the drum heads. Porter and Davies for the thrones. Audix for the mics. 64 audio for these things. I'm going to be forgetting someone else there, aren't I? I think that might be everyone. Cubase, they give us copies of Cubase and stuff. Yeah, these are the Machine DW pedals. I don't get free DW stuff, I will say that, but I'll get a nice hefty discount off the stuff, which helps me a lot. It doesn't work like that. So if you're an artist, you get a discount on a rental kit from a rental company. It's not like DW has kits everywhere. They do have kits everywhere, but those kits are owned by rental companies. And what happens is DW, you say you're a DW artist, and DW are giving that company a hefty discount on these kits, and then you as an artist get a discount to hire them, but it's still ridiculously expensive to hire a drum kit, even with an artist discount. Like, by the time you've hired one like 4 times, you may as well have just bought the kit. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's one of the heftiest costs for a show when we're playing abroad and I'm not using my kit, is like hiring my kit ends up being like $1,500 or something stupid, because it's a nice kit with all of the stands and things, like for a day. But because there's the prep fee, they've got to prep it, they've got to put it in boxes, they've got to put the heads on it that you want, even though I do that. And prepping it, complete nonsense, because you get these flipping cymbal stands and they're all knackered. They've been used by all these people at festivals, so they're missing all the parts and they're spinning round, and it's like, come on, man, prepping my arse. So I always ask, I need like 8 cymbal stands. I ask for 9 just in case. No, I need 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hang on, 1, 2. Oh, there's one there normally. And I travel with one of my own as well. So I've always got spares for that stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. Anyway, music. This song is about the night time. New music is coming, my friends. I got sent a new track this week that is it just made me laugh listening to it because it's so ridiculous, so good. Yeah, pretty sure Dan's been playing in new ideas. They're good, right? Ah! Wicked, thank you so much. That's super kind. Hi-hats didn't trigger there. Yeah, dude, thank you so much. We just had a load of gift subs dropped in YouTube. I wish you would tell me when someone did that in the chat that I'm seeing on Twitch as well. Don't know why it's not doing that. Thank you so much. That is flipping kind. Yeah, that's Nocturne. That's a song that is flipping old. I do loads of things in that song that aren't on the album, and that kind of happens when you record an album. You then end up playing things that aren't on that record as soon as it's released. You're like, oh, well, I've now got a better feel for that because we recorded this. Like War of Being, we recorded it more than a year before we released it. So we're sitting on this flipping record, and I was like, there's people in the chat who I've known for ages, and I was like sneakily playing it down like a Discord call to those guys. People had it before it was out, but yeah, it's like you're so excited to play new stuff. And I know Dan's been working on some stuff on his Twitch. I'm reluctant to do that on mine just because I can't learn. Like Dan's writing, I'm learning, and I couldn't have the I suppose distraction of trying to communicate and answer questions and stuff like that while trying to learn something as complex as the stuff I've got to learn. Let's just say that. I'd like to, because it's exciting. It is exciting doing this new stuff, but I need to just like focus for like 40 minutes and that's it. And then I have to stop, and it wouldn't be that interesting because it'd be me just making mistakes for 40 minutes until I finally get something, until it actually clicks. So yeah, but there is new Tesseract stuff coming. We're going away next month to flesh it out, to write together. I've got to do a bit of prep for that when I get back. So next week we're playing a couple of festivals. I fly on Monday, so I've got to do this rehearsal, then I'll rehearse again tomorrow. If you guys are around and want to tune in, I'll be doing another one of these. with a different set, slightly different set. And yeah, we play Moto Culture Festival somewhere in France, and then we play Arctangent Festival. It's going to be sick. We've got a Janelic, what are you saying? Yes, we're very excited for Arctangent. It's going to be sick. A load of friends are going to be there. My entire family is going to be there. Like, literally, almost everyone in my family is coming to that flipping show. It's going to be so good. It's been so long since, like, my parents have seen a show. And my uncle and his family are coming. My sister's coming. My nephew. Like, everyone's going to be there. I haven't seen everyone this year. Oh, well, I have seen my parents earlier this year when I was in the UK. So it's like I get to do a show, a massive show, and then I get to see everyone in my family. I've got loads of friends coming down as well. It's going to be great. It's going to be totally crazy. And for the first flipping time, honestly, not the first time, but like it feels like the first time, we're not in vans. We're in a tour bus. We're in a flipping tour bus, everyone. Yes. We've been in tour buses for like tours, but normally for like festivals, we're just in vans and flying all over the place. And it's so bloody exhausting doing that. So we're in a tour bus. I get to like go to sleep after I've done a show. I get to rest. I don't have to go to an airport apart from getting to and from the UK. Like, that is a flipping win. I'm so pleased about that. You get to like make a coffee in the morning. You get to have a wee when you want to have a wee. You know what I mean? What we're saying. Curious what the travel situation was for the USA late tour 2023. We were in a thing called a bandwagon, and we were just in one of those when we did a US tour a couple of months ago. We were in a bandwagon again. I can't do that again ever in my life. It's going from like a van to a bandwagon, brilliant, because you feel as though like it's a level up, and it is, because you're lying down, you've got a way to lie down. There's no suspension on those things though, so you're just bouncing around, and it just means that you're not ever recovering. You never really recover for an entire month. And I just felt exhausted and crazy and anxious for about a month, because you never recover. So yeah, you can do it when you're young, but I think you get to your late 30s. I mean, I'm in my 40s now, and it's just too difficult. So touring, like, you have to have a tour bus to... It's not like, oh, you need a tour bus because I can't tour. It's, I need it to recover. Like, that's not being a dick about it. That's like, this is the minimum level of what is now needed for us to recover after doing this thing that we do, which is difficult on stage. So, yeah. There's probably some people in here like, oh, look at that dickhead. I'm always talking about needing a tour bus. I need a tour bus to do what I do. It's hard. It's flipping hard work. Super, super difficult. So anyway, we got a tour bus for this one. Oh, I'm flipping happy about that. Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be so nice. I heard something today. Check this out. This stopped me. This literally stopped me. Oh, hang on. Bailey's just messaged me. I'm too late to request bananas, is what I'm sending to my wife. So, here's the thing. I didn't even read it. I just looked at the thing. Check this out. This is great. Whenever I hear something profound, I have a little thing in my notes on my phone that I save. It's just called thinking. And I've been, I guess, guilty of comparing. I'm not going to talk into this too much because it's no one's business. But just like guilty of comparison, not with my drumming, but just with something else in my life. And this made me just go, oh wow. How happy you are is your quality of life minus envy. How good is that? How happy you are is your quality of life minus envy. Oh man, that's so good. That's flipping brilliant, that is. So it stops you because it's like, man, yeah, quality of life is actually flipping sick. And then the only thing then is envy on top of that stops you from, like, well, maybe not the only thing, but when you think about that, it's flipping amazing. I love stuff like that because it just snaps you. It's just like a flipping jumping in a cold bath. It's a slap. It's a fish slapped around the face It's just like, come on, man, get it together. I've been working my absolute arse off, is what this is all about. On stuff that I love working on, but I struggle to turn that off. I don't know if you guys, if anyone in the chat's like this, you might resonate. I'm pretty sure I'm like type A, ADHD almost definitely. Like, I just go and go and go and go and go, and I'm like, yeah, push harder, work more, do more things. Today I've recorded like a bunch of lessons. I've worked on a bunch of financial things. I've got a bunch of automation things flowing. I've flipping, like, I'm doing this stream. I did a session earlier for some session work I'm doing. Like, there's so many things that I'm doing today that would take a previous version of me an entire day to do, and I've just done them all in a day. And it's not, what time is it? It's not even 6 yet. It's like 10 past 5. So I don't know how to stop. And I've been working so flipping hard on making drum lessons, and I love doing it, which is the problem. And for about 2 weeks, I felt like, oh my God, I've just got a flipping hornet's nest in my brain all day. Doesn't matter what I drink. Like, if I could be hydrated, I'm not hungry, but I'm eating the right foods. Just feel crazy. I like don't even want to leave the house. Feel crazy. And it's just because I'm not allowing myself to recover. I'm working until 10 p.m. and then I'm waking up at like 4 a.m. because I'm excited to start working again, which is so stupid. No one should do that. No one should do that. The only deadline is imposed by me. I'm the only person imposing the deadline. And yeah, I've allowed myself to wind down this past week a little bit because I want to be really good next week. I need next week to be amazing. So do you guys that are coming to these festivals. I can't be like completely broken on stage. So I've allowed myself to actually stop like late afternoon and just... This is another thing I heard, right? Because we've doubtless got people in the chat that are... Some of you guys are going to be self-employed. Some of you guys are going to be employed, just working a job, right? And... Yep, they're both difficult. Like... The idea now for me of doing a 9 to 5 is like, oh my God, I couldn't do it because I'm waking up and doing the same thing. And I've done it. I've done this thing. I'm not shitting on anyone that does this, by the way. This is just like my take. It's super hard, right? It's super hard because that's what you do forever, and it might not be what you want to do. I'm doing what I want to do, but to do what I want to do, I can't switch off without feeling guilty about it. And that's the hard thing about this industry, is that when you stop, you're not pushing this thing forwards, and you then feel guilty if something doesn't work or work out the way that it could have been. It could have been bigger, it could have been better, it could have been whatever, it could have done more, it could have reached more people, whatever it is. And that isn't a healthy place to be. But 9 to 5, you get to shut off, because at 5 or whenever it is that you finish your shift, you're off. You're probably not thinking about that when you get off work. You're going and doing the thing. You allow yourself, hopefully, to have an evening playing computer games, or, you know, you might still be thinking about something that's going on at work, but it's not that important. I can't stop thinking about the stuff that I'm working on. That's the problem. But I also don't have to get up and go and do something I don't want to do. So you're on either side of that fence, aren't you? And it's a delicate thing to try and talk about, because, you know, it's kind of like the left and right thing as well. It's like you just can't talk about it. But I enjoy talking about this stuff because it flexes my brain. It allows me to kind of dig deeper. And anyway, I'm not drumming right now, and I need to be drumming. I'm supposed to be drumming. I'm supposed to be practicing drums. I've got like most of the set to go. I'm 4 songs in or something. It's your guys' fault for asking me beautiful questions and getting me flipping going off in a tangent. Go and check out... I've posted some of these. I have these thoughts, and when they enter my brain, I sit in front of a camera and record them and talk at the camera for like 15 minutes, and they're up on my YouTube, and it's called Tea Time with Jay, and there's, I don't know, 5 or 6 of them up there. Go and have a look. If you enjoy listening to people talk about that stuff, I enjoy talking about that stuff and listening to people talk about that stuff too, so you're not alone. Let's go. This is music. I don't know what it's going to be. I think it's King. It is King. Here we go. Actually, something else. I've got some painted drum heads. I've painted them and signed them. I've used them in Tesseract shows and sessions. If anyone's interested in those, drop me a DM. I've got 4 of them. I just haven't put them on the internet or anything because I'm an idiot. Ben Village, hello, hello, hello. Miguel, you want a membership too? My friend, get yourself one. Treat yourself. Depends where you want a membership to, really. Got a couple of places. I'm in many, many places, I am, oh yes. YouTube, Twitch. The main one you want though, I believe, jpostones.com. If you're a drummer and you're trying to get into drumming, unlock some drumming skills, go and check out jpostones.com. Get yourself a free week to kick things off. M. Birch, what you saying? Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I like that. Ending on the snare in the floor tom instead of the china. That feels good. I haven't done that before. My pedal hat stopped pedal hatting. It's getting stuck. I suspect it's dog hair. NKL39, are those magnificent bendy wrists well insured? No, they are not. I've got the minimum level of health insurance in the US because the US is a fucking joke with that stuff. It really annoys me. It's the scariest thing about living in the US. You know, if you say, like, I don't have insurance, they give you a cheaper price anyway. Stupid. Oh my god, I went into the second verse. That's what happens when I don't hear a little bit of Dan. I just go into the wrong bit. Let's start that again. What are we saying? Good benefit of the 9 to 5 having health insurance. Yeah, it's also a good benefit of every other wealthy nation on the planet as a basic human right. America's just broken. There we go. Well, I forgot it! I forgot it! Oh dear! I need to do this again. This is why I practice these things. It's not straight, I'm going duh-duh-duh, aren't I? You know what? You guys, enough people are asking about what we hear. So you're hearing kind of what the rest of us hear. What you're not hearing is this. I'll put the metronome up for you so you can hear it. There we go. You need more cowbell? I don't know about that. There you go. No more metronome, thank you very much. That is Cubase that you guys are hearing. We have the metronome on the whole time. We hit spacebar at the start of a set and it runs all the way through. Everything's already pre-programmed. The rests and everything, it's all pre-programmed. Yeah, Rawmeister. So the clicks you're hearing, it's just because I've exported a Cubase session. I've exported the entire set and the cue tracks. So we each have things called cues, which are just 1, 2, 3, 4 in our ears, and also some talking for the guitarists to be like, change to the A flat guitar or whatever. Yeah, that sort of stuff is going on all the time, and you guys are hearing some of the stuff that we hear because I exported it all as one big audio file. So you're going to hear clicks, you're going to hear occasional words that aren't in songs. You won't hear that live though unless we've made a big mistake with the routing of the audio.
Hills for miles. Where are you? I've tried to reach you. I've tried so many times. I've lost track of the days. It's so cold. It's so cold.
I almost lost that several times. It's so difficult, man. Oh, man. Oh yes, that's so much fun. Do I mind the plastic cymbals? I mean, this kit's an amazing approximation of an acoustic kit. It's enabled me to practice the set. Like everything that I've needed for Test Route for the past 5 years, I've practiced on this kit, and then I've just gone on tour. So it's pretty amazing what you can do with these kits these days. Do they feel like acoustic cymbals? Nope, but it gets you a lot of the way there.
Choir.
Ah!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
The noise is going to cut out in a minute, and I'm going to be halfway through the Tourniquet intro. There you go. Roommaster, what I'd say is that you get what you pay for with anything, right? And compare the cost of something like this to the cost of building a studio. Like, I'm building a home studio at the top of the garden. I'm putting so much money into it for me. It's like 40 grand I'm having to spend on this thing. Just to play acoustic drums. One of these kits isn't $40,000. So there's a hell of a lot of saving that you actually make in getting a really good quality electronic kit. Dominic, can I talk about my snare tuning? We tune it quite low for Tesseract, but medium low. When I've got the acoustic room all set up, I'll be able to talk about that stuff in detail. I can't really explain it with an electronic kit because I can't demonstrate anything really. Oops. That timing change. Polyrhythm. So we're playing there, and then we jump up, and it's 3/2 poly. There we go. This is going to be Concealing Fate Part 2, I think. And this is where my lack of practice in double kick for a while will be evident. I'm just going to do that instead. The music might have been peaking a bit. These songs are all slightly different levels in Cubase for the rehearsal set, so soz. Yeah! And they'll skip forwards in time. New Tesseract song, everyone. That's it, all the way through. It's just 7 hours of that. You're gonna listen to it. This is a song about Will. Metal.
Neck.
Neck. Who are you saying neck? Shane, thank you very much. That is incredibly kind, mate.
Coil.
There you go, back to the coil. My wife just came home and my dog's just walked in my room. You might have just seen Murph walk in front of the drum kit. Yes. This flipping song. It is a fun one. It might be the most fun one to play. I love the... I love that stuff. Give me some flipping flams. Give me a flam sandwich. Anyone up for a flam sandwich? It'll be amazing. They're just like... It's just lovely. Flams and flam taps. It's all it's made of. Rudiments in real life, ladies and gentlemen. I might write a book called that, Rudiments in Real Life, and just show people where to use them instead of just practicing them on a pad and then getting annoyed. Something that just came from your mind. Why did Milo remove that special mention of Milo Drum Honey of yours? I don't think they did. It's still there on the end of all the videos. Well, I love you. There we go. Music was done, everyone. I just did one music. Stop. Stop that nonsense. Little Murph. Come here, Moof. This is my little dog. You're going to get to see her. Come here, Moof. Come and say hello to me. Look at this girl. Hello, Moof. She's the sweetest. She's a spaniel, and she's lovely. She's a little wobbly because she's got hip dysplasia, bless her. She's lovely. You got the softest ears, and she's got a Disney face. You know, Disney eyes on a dog. She's got them going on. Absolutely ruins me, don't you? With that face. I've got to give her some food. She's looking at me like, Dad, you've been streaming, and it's past my food time. You crazy bald man. What are you doing? So... I'm going to go and feed her. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. It's been lovely. I'm going to do this again tomorrow with a slightly different set. If you guys are interested in hanging out again, want to ask me some questions, any of that stuff, feel free to come along. It's going to be on YouTube and Twitch and stuff at the same time. If you want to, if you click on the Discord button, you'll get through to my drumming Discord. She's right between my legs now. Bless her. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I've got a Discord channel. You go and hang out in there. There's loads of drummers talking about stuff and sharing their wins, which is exactly what it's set up for. And if you're a drummer and you're interested, even if you're not interested, I don't care. You got to do this. Go to jpostones.com, sort yourself out with a 7-day free trial. It's going to change your drumming. I'm just going to put it there. It's going to be flipping amazing. You will see by signing up to jpostones.com. Just get yourself a free trial. If you don't want to stay on after the trial, that is your choice. But I think you will get so much done in that first week that you will be like, okay, heck yeah, I'm staying along. It's going to be a good ride, and I'm going to help you out with your drumming, whatever it is you're after. Unless it's like silly things that I don't know how to do, but I know how to do quite a few things. Loads and loads of love. jpostones.com. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.